So if you're watching this on a replay, please say hello. Let me know that you are here. I'd love to know who is watching. Just thought I'd talk on because yesterday I spent hours researching vacuum cleaners and it was so mind-numbingly boring. Honestly, I was on for about 3 hours in the evening and a couple of hours in the afternoon, and I was just fed up because it's such a boring purchase, but it's so important. And I'm like, oh God, I want to buy a really nice vacuum cleaner that is going to last a while and that is not going to be too heavy to lift up because it affects my asthma if I have to pick up something that's too heavy. And I want to buy something that is going to have really good suction because I have a 3-year-old and an 8-year-old and a cat and they're noisy and it's going to expand all over the place. And sweet wrap, well, not sweet wrappers actually because I don't eat sweets very often, but you know, there's like mess, so you've got to clean it up, haven't you? Vacuum cleaner is a really boring item to purchase, but it is really essential. So I was on forever just reading reviews, what other people have written about different vacuum cleaners. My daughter kept walking into me in the kitchen yesterday afternoon. She said, "Are you still looking at vacuum cleaners, Mum?" And I'm like, yes, I am. It was like, how boring does it get? So, but it is such an important thing to buy, isn't it? You know, when you need to buy something that is boring, and I hate buying boring things, you do need to make sure that it is actually going to do the job. I just thought I was on for such a long time. And I spoke to my friend and said, I like your vacuum cleaner. Which one have you got? And I went and read the reviews on that one and I decided it wasn't quite what I wanted because his was cordless. And all the cordless vacuum cleaners, nearly all of them said almost as good as a cordless. And I was like, as a corded vacuum. And I'm like, I don't want one that is almost as good. I want one that's really good. See how boring it gets. So yeah, I was on ages. I spoke to my friend, her partner, he messaged me with links to the vacuum cleaner they purchased and what they said about it and asked them questions. And I spent forever on Amazon and spent forever just looking around and Googling vacuum cleaners. It's like, oh, boring. So in the end, I did get a vacuum cleaner. It is ordered. It will arrive tomorrow. I'm very excited that it's coming, although I won't be in when it arrives because I'm away camping. My husband will get the joy of opening the vacuum cleaner and making my floors look nice again, because ours has kind of broken. So that'll be really nice, I think. Dull, but nice. So if you ever had to buy something that is just so boring, but you spent ages researching it, I think, you know, sometimes things take a long time because you're just not passionate about what you're buying, and it is really hard to be passionate about buying a vacuum cleaner. It's like, gee, yeah, that's what I want to spend my hours researching, isn't it? But it's got to be done. So, and I'm a researcher, as you can tell. I like to make sure that I'm really happy with what I bought before I buy it. So yes, I've got this vacuum cleaner coming. My daughter will be happy because it is a Shark, and the TV told her that Sharks are the best vacuum cleaners. So apparently, I have to have a Shark, so she'll be chuffed. But yeah, really boring. And I think, you know, it got me thinking about, you know, when people buy from you, why do they buy from you? You know, vacuum cleaners, not that exciting. I don't know, maybe if you watch TV, like my daughter obviously watches a lot more TV than I do, then maybe you will have some kind of connection with the vacuum cleaner or some other boring thing that you need to buy that makes you think when yours dies, oh yes, I need to get that one. I had no such thing because I don't really watch television except for Captain Underpants and Paw Patrol because I have a 3-year-old and an 8-year-old. But yeah, if that isn't the case and you're like researching who you're going to buy from, that means, you know, you haven't had time to build up that brand awareness and build up that that relationship with somebody that is really helpful when you are buying from someone. Certainly didn't happen with me and the vacuum cleaner last night. Just at 4 minutes talking about vacuum cleaners. I am so sorry. But yeah, if it's something that you're buying on a not very often sort of basis and you haven't really formed that relationship with somebody or sort of created that connection with the bit of technology or whatever it is that you're going to buy, then you haven't had time to get that in front of someone. So it depends obviously what you do. If you do something that is quite dull, like a vacuum cleaner, then you know, you're going to have to think quite creatively about how you're going to get in front of those people whose vacuum cleaners are going to break and will then need to spend hours looking at vacuum cleaners on the internet. But if you do something that's a bit more interesting, that might be a bit easier to connect with people on a more regular basis, Don't know, because it does depend very much on what you do. But I think for me, it was really hard to pick a vacuum cleaner because I had no connection to any brand. You know, I've had vacuum cleaners before and they were okay, you know, but there were reasons I didn't want to have them again. And it was like, I don't really feel that I have like this connection with Henry or Vax, which are my previous vacuum cleaners, that I want to continue in this next vacuum cleaner moment in my life. So I didn't even feel like I had that, and it was like I just don't know what to buy. But if you've taken the time, if you've made it easy for someone to pick, if you've helped somebody know more about your business and connect with you and connect with your product and just feel that they have more of a relationship with what you are doing, which is what branding is all about, then you've got a really good head start. So sadly for the vacuum cleaner companies, it wasn't working for me, but maybe for you it isn't too late. Maybe you have got time to spend helping people connect with you and your business, and time to really work on your branding, and to reach people, time to show people how passionate you are about what you do, share that passion with them and get them interested in you, because that is the whole point of branding. It's all about helping reach people and helping them to form a idea of what it is that your business is all about, through all of the little things that you do to connect with them on whatever platform or whatever level and whatever way. So things you can do to help show your passion and help to make a connection with people, to do with your brand, to do with your business, so that when the time comes that they need to buy from you, they feel that they know you already and they're like, I need to go and buy something from such and such, or I know that I need this, and I know exactly where I'm going to go, without having to spend all those hours wasted running through reviews. But you can use reviews and testimonials now. You don't have to wait until that person is so desperate to buy the thing that they go and scour the internet trying to find as many reviews and testimonials as they can. And I am quite guilty of not doing this as well as I could either. It's quite hard to remember to ask people for reviews and testimonials, isn't it? So we could all improve there. So you can go and you can get those things. You can just say, can you leave me a review on my Facebook page? Can you fill in the survey and give me some words that I can use to help promote my business? And people will do that. Not everybody will do that, or people will say, yeah, I'll do that, and then they won't get round to it because they're quite busy. You do have to sort of remind people over and over and over again, because we're all busy. I mean, I'm sure there have been times you've been asked for a review or a testimonial and you haven't done it. So maybe you could go and leave some reviews and testimonials for another brand as well, because that would help them, especially obviously if you've had a good experience. And if you could leave one for me, if there's something I've done for you, that'd be great. Save me asking you later. But yeah, you can go and ask people for these things, and then you can use them to show people how brilliant whatever it is that you do is, so that people are like, oh yeah, well that sounds fantastic, and if that worked for such and such when she did this with her or him or whatever, then and it worked for me as well, and that would be really, really awesome. You can make sure that you share your values throughout everything that you do. This is something that I talk about quite often, but you should have some values for your business. They could be absolutely anything, but they'll be your values for your business, about what is really at the centre of you, at the centre of your business, what's important to you. And what you need to do is you need to make sure that you are using those values in everything that you do. So if one of your values is enthusiasm, then you need to make sure then in everything that you are doing, you are getting that enthusiasm across to people about what you do, so that they're like really captured by it and fascinated by it and just excited at the idea of this enthusiasm and this business, and they're just like totally getting it, and they can see how excited you are, because that can be quite magnetic. So as an example, that could be something that you can do. So just try and get your values into things, show how passionate you are about your business. And you see, these things are not all visual, which is the important thing, because branding is obviously there's a lot of visual aspects to it, but there are things that you can do which aren't visual at all. So I can be evidently slightly enthusiastic about buying a vacuum cleaner, but you know, what can you be enthusiastic about? What is it that your passion is? What is the thing that you do? And how can you make sure that you get that enthusiasm across, that you convey your values to your audience? And that is the other thing. Who are you selling your stuff to? Who is your audience? How can you connect with them? How can you reach into their hearts and minds and the moments in their life that surround what they're doing that might have some relation to what you do, and help sort of connect with them and help them realise you're the person for the job? You know, how can you make sure that you get in there? And the way to do that is, of course, to work out who your dream customer is first. And actually, really recently, Holly Ellis, another designer, and myself created this dream Dream Customer Workbook. It isn't currently available to buy as a one-time item, but it will be soon. It's going to be £57. So you can look out for that, and that's going to really help you nail down your ideal customer. But I've got some blog posts as well, which will do this too. And it's just about really taking the time out to think about who your ideal customer is, and then think about where they are, and think about how you can reach them, and think about how you can get your values and get your ideal customer and stick them together so that something exciting is going to happen in the middle. So yeah, connecting with your audience is so important, and help people get to know you, because people like to buy from people. I hate that saying, but it is so true. People love to buy from people. People they know, people they trust, people they like, people that they have spent some time with and maybe feel a bit of an investment in a relationship with. They like to spend time with people they like. How can you help people to connect with you, and how can you connect with your audience? How can you help people to get to know you a little bit so that they feel that they already know who you are before they come to work with you, which is actually something that my clients sometimes say to me. They'll say, "Oh, hi Ray, I haven't spoken to you for ages." So how can you get your clients to feel like they know you better so that they want to come and buy stuff from you? I'm just saying that I bought a vacuum cleaner last night, very boring, really hate doing it. How can you make sure when you are selling your IT services, for example, that it's easy for people to want to buy from you, and they don't have to go trolling through Amazon like I did, trying to find reviews or whatever to know that you are the person for the task. So yeah, so with all of that in mind, I know that sometimes it is really hard to make a decision when it comes around to buying things like vacuum cleaners, but also things like branding, because that's super important. Because as you hopefully have just seen, branding helps people connect with you better. It helps people to know who you are. It helps people want to buy from you. It helps people feel that they are a part of your business and that you are a part of their life. And it just makes the whole selling process a lot easier if people actually understand that you are the person that they should be employing or buying from, because you offer what they want to buy. So how can you do that? And so the thing is, with that in mind, and knowing how hard it is to make a decision and how important branding is, I have a summer branding offer, which I did mention in a video last week. But what I'm wanting to do to help you make a decision, if you're thinking about your branding and you're like, oh, I just don't know what to do with this, I don't know who to use, because there are a lot of really amazing designers out there, I have got space on Wednesday to talk to some of you to see if you would like to work with me on your branding. So that's on Wednesday. I will put up a link to my scheduling thingy so that you can go and find a time that suits you. And then on Wednesday, so this isn't Wednesday like 2 days time Wednesday, because I'll be in tent somewhere in the district, but Wednesday the 1st of August, we can have a chat about your branding. We can have a chat about what it is that you want to do with your business and where you want to take it, why you need to have your branding either created in the first place or improved or made completely new, what it is that you're wanting to do with your business, so that you can find out if I'm a good fit to work with, and I can find out if you're a good fit to work with, because that would be really awesome. So I'll put the links to some branding and to my scheduler in the comments, and just get in touch with me if you'd like to do that, because it'd be really great to talk to you and see how I can help you, because I'm helping people, and just make sure that you're not as boring as it is to buy a vacuum cleaner, because that is not fun. That is not a great way to spend your evening. Right, so with that, I'm going to go, because I have got quite a lot of things to do before I leave. Let me know if you're interested, and that would be just awesome. And you can also go and join my group and ask me any questions in there at any point. Happy to help. All right then, bye.